Motorola phones have become reliable everyday performers. They also offer massive battery support and durability at budget to mid-range pricing. In this video, I have done a consumer guide on the best Motorola phones, so stay tuned and subscribe to support my work. Motorola Edge 6D Fusion. Edge 6D Fusion is hard to ignore at budget price. It remains the value pick currently as it brings a lot of positive upgrades over its predecessors, as it sports a 6.67-inch OLED screen that supports 120Hz refresh rate and 4500 nits peak brightness gets bright enough for outdoor use. Whereas the MediaTek 7404 nanometer based processor isn't a top-tier chip, it still allows you to handle daily use and casual gaming, as along with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. You also get a huge 5200 mAh battery and 68 watts fast charging keeps you going for over a day. Additionally, the 50 megapixels rear lens is good for daylight shots, and 13 megapixels ultra-wide and 32 megapixels front camera is better than many competitors. Still, this Motorola variant leaps and bounds ahead of its predecessor, as the Pantone slipstream finish looks unique and premium. IP68 and military-grade certification ensure durability, and Android 15 with useful Motorola features keeps bloatware lower than many rivals. At $399, this is the best deal for display, battery life, and fast charging. Next, Motorola Edge 50 Ultra. This is a premium flagship style phone that focuses on design, camera, fast charging, and more performance than the Edge 60 Fusion. You are getting a 6.7-inch 2712 by 1220 pixels OLED display looks sharp and accurate thanks to 144Hz refresh rate and 2800 nits brightness. It looks bright, though slightly lower than some other options in its category. Under the hood, it uses the Snapdragon 8's Gen 3 chipset, which delivers good performance in multitasking. It's not the absolute beast, still runs demanding games like Call of Duty smoothly. It also packs a large 16GB RAM and 1TB storage. Huge upgrade that lets you store 4K videos and gaming data easily. Whereas the camera setup is impressive, featuring a 50 megapixels main and ultra-wide camera, along with 50 megapixels selfie camera, and 64 megapixels periscope telephoto lens. It produces detailed photos and versatile zoom options. However, the 4500 mAh battery is average. Still, you get a full day of moderate use, and to achieve maximum charging speed, you need the compatible 125 watts charger, which is massive for the price. Overall, the design is attractive, whereas the aluminum frame, Gorilla Glass Victus, and IP68 water resistance makes it sturdier. It feels lighter and slimmer than many flagship phones. At $930, it is slightly overpriced if you need a gaming-oriented phone. Otherwise, it is a considerable option. Up next, Motorola Razr 60 Ultra 5G. Razr 60 Ultra is one of the strongest flip phones if you want reliable flagship performance. The phone brings impressive spec sheet, as it includes a large 4-inch external display that can run full apps. You can rely on it to reply to messages, watch videos, whereas 7-inch 2992 by 1224 resolution foldable LTPO AMOLED main display runs at 165Hz refresh rate, which also delivers massive 4500 nits peak brightness. For performance, it is powered by the flagship Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset with 16GB RAM and 512GB storage. This makes it one of the fastest flip phones for gaming, multitasking, and AI features. The 4700 mAh battery is excellent for a foldable phone, while 68 watts wired and 30 watts wireless charging are much faster than many competitors. The dual 50 megapixels camera setup works pretty well, but there is no telephoto lens. The 50 megapixels front camera is reliable for taking selfie. However, software support is limited and thermals can get warm under load. Overall, Pantone Mountain Trail finish looks unique and stylish, whereas the titanium reinforced hinge and IP48 water resistance adds durability. It is easily one of the most stylish smartphones available, but it is quite expensive at $1,200. Next, Motorola Edge 60 Pro 5G. Moto Edge 60 Pro is a mid-range phone. Overall, the package is strong, especially if you're getting it at a good price, as it is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8350 processor combined with 12GB RAM and 512GB storage. It is quite powerful for everyday use in most games, but it doesn't match Snapdragon 8 Elite or Dimensity 9400 devices. Still, at $500 provides good performance output as it runs on 6.7-inch 1.5K OLED display, delivers 120Hz refresh rate, and 4500 nits high peak brightness, suitable for bright environments, and visibility remains clear. The 6000 mAh battery is a massive upgrade, as it easily lasts a full day. It also supports 90 watts wired fast charging, which is much faster than many Samsung and Google phones in the same price range. It also includes 50 megapixels main camera with OIS, 50 megapixels ultra-wide with autofocus, and 10 megapixels telephoto with 3x optical zoom. Also features 50 megapixels selfie camera. However, USB 2 support is slower compared to phones with USB 3. Currently available at $470 makes it solid mid-range phone currently. Finally, Motorola Moto G Stylus 2025. It is one of the most interesting phones, especially for users who like taking notes or sketching, because it is built in with Stylus and also offers modern features at a relatively affordable price. Even though the Stylus response is not advanced, it still gets the job done for basic sketching and note-taking. Driven by the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 processor paired with 8GB RAM and 256GB storage, it handles streaming and moderate gaming smoothly. It provides smooth everyday performance, while the 6.7-inch AMOLED display runs at 120Hz refresh rate and 3000 nits peak brightness, which is impressive for the budget segment. The 5000 mAh battery and 68 watts fast charging support delivers good battery backup for a day on moderate use, but previous Stylus models provided slightly better battery backup. However, it comes with micro SD support for storage expansion, which is missing on many recent models. Whereas the 50 megapixels main lens along with 13 megapixels ultra-wide and 32 megapixels selfie camera performs well, but there is no telephoto lens, which is the trade-off for the price. Overall, the attractive vegan leatherback feels more premium, and IP68 water resistance ensures extra protection. At $399, it is the best deal if you also need Stylus included in the package. So, these are the best Motorola phones, from budget devices to flagships and foldable phones. I have covered everything in this video. Which one attracts you the most? Tell me in the comments. See you in the next one.